doesn't have an inscription anybody on phone. It actually has a swirling pattern on it. Like basically two circles are connected to it together in a series of swirling patterns. And this seems to be in the corner. And at the base of it seems to be like flowers that have been put in sort of like a crown, a half crown. This is
flowers as in engraved in the design, or someone put literal flowers on it.
Yeah, in the base there's flowers. Like somebody took a crown of flowers. Yeah, like a crown of flowers, and instead of making it completely around because this is against the wall, it's like a half circle.
Right. So
clearly this is a religious.
Right. In effect, an offering. Okay, that's interesting.
A religious aspect to it.
Would a mind and supernatural roll help Spencer figure out what religion this is paying homage?
Definitely. Yeah.
Okay, I'll help.
You have supernatural? Excellent.
Of course I do. I'm specializing in evil. Oh, that's a D8 bonus for me.
You have a 6. That's good.
Yep.
4.
I'm assisting Spencer.
Yeah.
We're wizards.
Well, you have a 6, so 6 are the other ones.
Yep.
An 8 and a 6. Yeah. This is a druidic shrine. A small.
That's what I thought.
Yep. And I've been in mind speech to Vesser. I think the druids might be laying claim to this iron and taking it from the Baron.
I'll say out loud because I don't have the mind speech.
So.
Yes, Vesper.
Yeah, that's exactly what I want. Now going through the books is a pro forma. It's like, yeah, mysterious people in robes telling people to do stupid crap. Ley lines. Oh man. All right, well let's go check the books while we're here.
Again, you see the same books. The one thing that these are not accounting per se. These are more like 10 pieces of lumber. This is about schedules of people working and the local and the guards and the foremen, and they have actually like multiple foremen because they operate all the time. And when are the shipments supposed to go out, etc.
This is what I'm kicking myself because there's a specific clerical spell for math that you cast it does miraculous math in your head. But I don't have it yet because I'm not that kind of wizard. It's one of my favorite spells in the game. Because people keep asking me, "Why is this here?" And it's like this right here. This is why the spell exists.
So his books are about personnel. His mother's are about expenditures, coin.
Right.
This is about personnel and expenses or whatever. Sometimes they have scribble like, "Oh, this costs an amount, etc." But the focus is on. Like he's like the foreman for the mine. He's the supervisor and kind of the boss of the mine, right? You have your foreman, that's what he does.
Okay, we're just gonna go through the books, make sure all the numbers add up and that kind of stuff. Spencer and I are nerd patrol. Spencer, how is your academics?
I have a D6.
Why don't you assist me?
Very well.
So we'll sit here and spend as long as we've got light, go ahead and go through the books. And we're just looking for irregularities. Hey, what is this purchase of 6 robes and 12 bows? And hideout, secret 1. Like anything like that.
I'm going to throw my personality of calculated into this.
I dare say that it's the most appropriate use of personality.
Yeah. What you do notice is that there are certain check marks. Yeah, we noticed this.
I got 3 successes.
Yeah, we're doing calculating, and you notice that there's check marks, and that the quantities, because again, it's not in money so much in weight, and so that's X amount of stones, or like that. So that there's an increasing. It's a list of shipments. The ones that they get hit are the ones that are getting check marked seem to be of a greater. There's a pattern of them being greater weight and stuff like that.
So,
but they're not all of
them. So you're saying shipments that are outgoing are not matching the weight of what they should of what they're.
No. What I'm saying is that he's recording the shipments, right? The heavier ones, starting about midway through, because he has dates around a month or so. They're the ones who tend to get hit. Right, have the check mark on them.
Right, as if somehow the raiders have an insight as to which shipments are heavier.
And you also you see like the equivalent of in the language here of this comes from mainland Colombia, like question marks and other things that he doesn't spell it out, but it's like there's a check mark, and then it's like he puts a question mark or puts another sign that says, he sort of remind me to analyze this further, kind of thing, right? This is a problem. This is a
so
question.
in other words, he's got notes in the very records that say this is questionable. So I suppose after we look through this, we should ask, is there anything you wanted to tell us or anything? We're here to help.
Yeah, I mean, and there's something about, and actually there is on the margins on a note that says Bloody Baron, not literally Bloody Baron Harry Potter side, but literally like, goddamn him, he's not what's going on, right? And question mark. Yeah. And so you finish, so you turn around and you ask him, right? What's going on?
Well, I just want to be polite and just ask him if he has anything he wants to tell us. We're all friends here. We're very approachable. Isn't that right, Spencer?
And I said, yes. What do you want me to tell you?
Is there anything unusual that you've seen?
Exasperated with my with his lordship and his inability to protect our shipments. That we're getting hit even further. That he can't hire enough men to protect all the shipments. And it so happens that those are the ones that get hit. The man cannot be such a moron that he could. What is he trying to do? What's going on here?
Well, I do have one unusual question. You're a local and we're strangers, but the reports are only reporting that the ore is being stolen and that the locals aren't being damaged unduly, nor are their own personal goods or money being stolen. That's very strange. Is there some custom in this land that it's bad luck to take other people's money or something?
No.
Perhaps the people taking
bad
iron have no use for money.
Being having a horrific thief, right? That's what thieves do. They take stuff, but I don't. I mean, I care. I have wounded men, and they won't work mine, so they'll run away or something. So, stuff like yeah.
I mean, if you were in, say, the Baron's position and could do something like, what would you do?
Oh, it's just rake every wood in every place they could possibly hiding in and set fire to the place if I had to smoke them out even.
Well, hopefully we won't have to go to such drastic measures. But we do intend to find these bandits.
I suspect, and looks out the window, see if there's anybody listening or something. I suspect that some of the locals are in on it, right? Because that's weird. They're not getting hit. I mean, it's no secret that a lot of people think that we're jumped up and don't belong, and my sister shouldn't have married the Baron, blah, blah, blah. Right? Right. I heard all the rumors. I've gone to the taverns. I know that. But we work hard for what we have. The feel, the mind, I work. Look at these books. These are not the books of somebody who just pussies about. I work hard. My mother, praise her bloated soul.
Praise be. You are clearly the salt of the earth.
She worked hard once. My father died in a tin mine once. He was also there for someone else.
How many other times?
Alive. What? Sorry?
Oh, nothing. It was just a bad joke. You said he died once. I'm like, how many other times has he died? I'm sorry.
Usually only the first time. Most people get it right in the first try.
And he makes a sort of a motion, one of his fingers, the left finger that's closest to the stone, like almost like picking dirt, like someone who's picking dirt from the ground, like, and cleans his hands. When you say somebody always dies once, and he seems to shudder, like, ugh, that's, you don't kid with that, right? That's not even a joke. He's not insulted, more like literally like scared of that idea of somebody not dying.
Yeah, and as an almoner, I've been schooled in some things, so I'll nod that I take him seriously, and I say, look, if there's anything else you could tell us, like anything that you might be unusual about this mine or its location, you'd be sure to let either myself, Good Vesper, or Good Spencer, or any of the other agents of the Crown know about it, because the welfare of you and yours are the foremost. It is more important to us than the earth, the rivers, all the gold and silver in the world. What's most important are your spirits.
When you say the earth and the rivers, um, he sort of looks at you like sternly, right?
Right.
Like you basically he felt insulted when you said that the earth and the rivers don't matter anything. They just don't matter. Like that's almost sacrilege. But he doesn't say it. He sort of bites his tongue. If you want, you have to do a convincing. You have to convince him, right? You have to, and this will be a will. You have to do
will and inquiry.
Yeah, will and inquiry. You have to. You gotta press him, right? You gotta impose yourself on him, right?
Okay. That's
your inquiry better than mine.
No, you're way better at it than I am.
All right, so I've got the D8 and D6 total. So I guess if you want to assist, or do you want me to just roll raw?
I think you should roll raw. I'm not really I'm a prophet and a presbyter. I don't really inquire a lot. I mostly tell people things.
Here we go. Just waiting for Roll20 to catch up to what I just did.
Yeah. You got a 6. That's a success. What can I tell you? It's only one success because this is pretty harsh.
She was assisting?
No.
What I would say is that
well, assisting's a claim bonus. Once I see he's kind of on the edge and won't give in there, I'll go ahead and say, "Please, it's for the greater good," and I'll try to assist.
Okay.
I did. That's a bonus D for me.
2 successes. With that, he basically says,
"Well, no, he has to roll. I just give him assist bonus."
Okay, go ahead.
Well, okay, so it worked. Yay!
With 2 successes now, basically he basically says, I'm just doing what make sure that the land is safe. Druids can buy, and they told me that we couldn't disturb that particular part of the land, that we could mine somewhere else. That's all that's happened. And I follow the will of the Druids. For the land is the bosom of all of us.
But that mine is your livelihood. Isn't that more important to you?
If we disrupt the land,
it's your income. It helps your people. Shouldn't your people be more important than the land?
I am helping my people. If we disrupt the land, if we make her bleed, we pay the price.
Are your people truly the people of Chattels Cross, or do you claim some other people as your own?
Yeah, I'm gonna put my hand on Spencer's shoulder. What?
Oh,
you'll have to you'll have to.
He looks at you like, what? Like,
yeah,
that doesn't make any sense to him. It's like the people. It's like everybody. It's like you, him, everybody.
You're gonna have to forgive my friend here. He's a man of science more than a man of emotional understanding. Obviously, we understand that that this place and both this world of today and the world that is yet to come are part of a grander circle of things. I think we would do well to consult with the wise people that know of matters beyond mere dirt and stone. Where might we find the master druids so that we may confer and learn their wisdom?
And he smiles. It's like, oh, you city folk, right? It's like, that's not how it works, preacher man. They come to you. You don't go to them.
That's very understandable. You've been very helpful today. I assume that you need to get back to work, and if that is all right with my good Spencer, I think we'll take our leave.
I'll warn you,
Spencer
though.
just nods.
Be careful.
My ears will perk when he wants to warn me.
Yeah. Be careful where you thread. Right? Because These are things that they don't teach in the, well, wherever it is that you go. This is stuff that is it's of the land. You have to respect her, the goddess, the land itself, the air, the water. And you think, and they say, you think about my future. Well, they told us what to dig, and we're digging more ore than ever. They know what they're doing, and I trust them.
I will nod and make the show of taking everything he says seriously. And
Right.
and when he's done, I'll thank him for his time.
I hope I did the kings proud, and that you solve this problem as quickly as possible.
Well, your welfare and the best interests of you and your place is the best interests of the king. Peace be with you, my good man.
Go with the gods.
All right, so Spencer, and I will head out. Is that all right, Spencer?
Yes, you will follow.
Okay, yeah, it's the druids. After I'm out of earshot, say, yep, it's the druids.
You walk outside and you see that the guy with the knife is like, he's just standing there, arms crossed.
I'm gonna wait. We'll walk
he looks
past
at you. He just has his eyes on you, like nodding, like yeah.
I'll smile and wave. I can do that, and we'll just keep walking. And then when we get
just nod
away from him, it's like, okay, Spencer, this has to be the druids. Obviously, they if they're only taking the iron, it's either them or their agents, and they're probably the only ones who can pass without trace. So they're the only ones who would be able to hide somewhere up in the hills. And obviously, the locals know that they're up there, but aren't even looking for them.
Yes, we're going to have issues.
Well, the question is why. Right. If we go after them, the problem is even if we win, which I'm not even convinced that we would because druids are scary. I mean, they're necromancers for crying out loud, I say, waving my paws exasperatedly. They have truck with forces that we only can begin to comprehend, and they scare the bejeebers out of me. So even if we somehow were violent against them and won, that would at least that would definitely sour us in the place of the locals. I mean, you saw that pagan shrine.
Yes.
So we definitely have to find some way. I am convinced that we have to find some audience with the druids. So I'll relay that to Gregory when we get there, and that's not going to be easy.
Well, the man did say they will come to us.
Well, yeah, but it's when they feel like it, and like druids are like priests, only their religion is not making any sense.
So they make no sense.
That's what I just said. Yeah, it's just I'm so exasperated. I'm so angry. I need a drink.
Okay, so we sit back to the Baron's Manor, and Dax, you're in the garden. It's a beautiful garden.
Oh yeah. If it's
Again,
okay, just take a break, Baron, if you don't mind. We saw your lovely gardens on the way.
Yeah.
Oh yes, the numbers. They'll wait for you. They're already crossing in my eyes. Oh.
You're a servant, so nobody gives a flying squirrel about you. So you go back to the garden. You basically go around the house, and there's people working it. But you don't. This is unlike everything else was heavily manicured. This feels like more like a wild groove, right? It has trees, very beautiful. Has this pond, and it is the standing stone, which are not unusual. They're all over the place in the aisles, right? But it's unusual to find them in the back garden of somebody, especially a baron, right? And in such a way, so literally, it's the standing stone is sort of leaning back, not into the tree, but kind of leaning in the direction of this beautiful oak tree. And in front of it is a pool of water. Looks like it's very clear water. You can see all the way to, it's like a little pond. You can see all the way back to the bottom of where the stones are, or whatever. It's actually carved out of like river stones. So this seems to be something that had been, man-made. And you hear the birds, you hear, it's a little raptor goes like, you can almost hear the clop of the of his eyes as he sort of, touches his membranes, and he's like, meep. Looks at you, meep, meep.
Yeah. Can I search around and see if there's anything unusual stands out or anything that seems out of place?
Um, there doesn't seem to be out of place, but your careful inspection, you notice that the stones, because the way that the pond is basically made. It's like somebody carved a hole and put river stones and then filled it with water, and it has a border of stones, and every other stone seems to have some kind of symbol, like
Okay.
runic symbol. Um, this seems like a sort of a place of worship or dedication to something. I don't know if your character actually has any, background or anybody in their family who follows the Druid tradition. If they do, you probably know more or less what this is. If you don't, but you have no idea, right?
No, I don't. Am I able to jot it down though? Like
Yeah,
the
the symbols
runes
are not
I
that
sketched?
complex.
Okay, cool.
And it
I'll
has the same. The big menhir, the big stone, has the same
Mhm.
sort of swirly pattern, which is a circle on the top and sort of connects to a circle on the bottom, right? It's sort of this. Look at Urubus, right? That a snake on its own. Eating its own tail. But it's a series of concentric circles that are lines and drawn. The audience
Um,
recognizes it as sort of side by side with the smaller stone that was in Willem's room.
yeah. Uh, the sorry, this manor is the Stafford, right? This isn't the Baron's ancestral manor, is it?
No, it is.
Oh, it is. It's his
Yeah,
ancestral. Okay,
yeah. It's his home, right? His wife moved in with him.
got
And
it.
when you turn around, you see a young kit. That's the name of the four foxes. About 10 years old. And he's sort of looking at you like, what are you doing?
Oh, I'm taking a walk. It's such a beautiful day. What are
Are
you
you
doing?
are you drawing?
Yeah, I like to draw pictures.
Can I see them?
Yeah, sure. I
So you
show him
show
the
them.
picture of the stone with the water. It's such a beautiful pond you have here. I couldn't help but draw it.
Hmm,
Don't you think
that's
it's
pretty.
pretty?
That's pretty. Mama likes it.
Yeah, your mom, she likes the pond? Ah, it's a beautiful pond.
Yeah. When she and gets into it, she likes to come here and just sort of rest.
Mm.
Dad is getting old. Mama says
Yeah.
soon I'll be the Baron.
Oh,
I don't want that to be too soon.
yeah. No, hopefully not too soon.
Da is a good fox. He cares about people.
It does, yeah.
Just a ma and dad don't get along too well for
Uh,
some reason.
you know why?
They argue a lot.
Oh, about what?
Something about some lady somewhere.
A lady?
Yeah,
Oh,
like
not your
her and
grandmother.
no. When you say grandma, he has a face of like curdled milk. Like no, 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 grandma,
Oh,
no,
a
no,
different
no.
lady.
Yeah, she and her and
Huh.
I don't listen to it too much. I don't like what
Yeah.
they fight.
Oh, I understand. Tell me, have you met your uncle before? Your
Uncle is Uncle Willem.
yeah,
Uncle Willem is pretty hardworking and smart. He's very smart. He got that from Grandmama.
yeah. Also, your other uncle, brother. Have you met him before?
Huh?
Oh, I must be mistaken. I'm probably confusing the family tree. I've been reading so much today, working on the books.
You mean my great uncle?
Oh, perhaps.
Oh, from my dad's side. We don't see each other too much. I visited him about 5 years ago when I was a baby. And he came here like last year, about fall.
Uh,
That's when fights really got really heated.
Oh,
Um,
between
yeah.
your mom and your dad. Yeah, that's rough.
Well, that was about it.
Mm.
I don't know what they're fighting about. Like I said, once they start fighting, I just go to my room, get to
Yeah.
study.
Hmm.
Mm. Twofold helps. He's a good teacher. He says, I'll make a good baron one day. All I have to do is respect people and get to know them and stand up to bullies if they show up. That's the job of a baron, to protect his people.
That sounds like
I think I can do that.
Yeah.
Twofold sometimes says mean things about grandmama, but he's almost always right.
Yeah. Everybody's a mix of good and bad.
Yeah. So are you gonna solve this problem with the bandits?
Well, we're gonna try.
You know, I don't like to say this too much. Da would get angry. I think it has something to do with the fights. Kind of started at the same time. The bandits and the fights. Don't know why though. Doesn't make any sense to me. But hopefully, if the bandits go away, then my parents won't fight so much. Dad will be happy. Ma will be happy. Even grandmama. And when he says it's a value of happiness, and that sounds very much like a grown-up word that he's not using his own words. He's trying to use other people's words, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I hope that works. Yeah. I can walk you inside. They're probably waiting. Sure. They probably have lemonade waiting for you.
Oh, that sounds great. Let's go.
Yeah, and he asks you, he's very formal. He asks you, he does the thing where he, props his arm so you can take it, arm and hand so he can guide you inside. Okay. Like a proper little gentleman. And so you go in. But before you enter the room, he makes sure that you're not seen doing that. Like he's conscious enough that his father wouldn't approve of it. But the mayordomo is there. He sort of looks down at him. He smiles. Like he nods. It's like, I did good. And inside, he has a little vest. And it's like, yeah, I did good. And he sort of runs up to whatever he's going to do, play or whatever. And you're led back inside into the hall. So basically, yeah, what you saw was, in a recap, you saw the menhir, you see the stones, some kind of religious significance, perhaps. And the Spencer investor return after an hour or so. It took a couple hours to get there, a couple of hours back. So now it's mid-afternoon. You're done with the books. Gregory, you're bored to tears.
Right. The appearance of miserableness is all over his face.
You realize that when you try to look up, the Baron is long gone. Right? At some moment he got up and he's like, "This is nothing to do with me. I'm out." Right? You at times felt like the daughter, the lady Wilmina, was passed through. Like there's a door to the rest of the room. There's the main entrance, and there's another one that's to the kitchens. And you sort of do the thing where people do. They don't enter the room. They kind of zoom by the door.
Yeah.
Like she looks and backs again and looks again, but never goes in. Never says a word. And so that's what happens. And then the rest of the group joins in. So a recap on the information. The surveyors are there in the books and they're consistent. Mm-hmm. There's the thing about the check marks and the increasing amount of losses. And the stones in each location. So, and the talk about, the fighting between the parents.
Yeah, of course. And I imagine at this time I'll probably tell the lady that we're done. It's like, oh yes, truly you're a scholar. You've kept these books so meticulously. My brain cannot even handle your sheer scale of genius. And we'll conclude, and I'll convene with everyone else and talk with them privately for a bit.
As you get up, she offers her hand like,
Oh yes, of course. Here, allow me to help you.
No, wait. She wants you to kiss it. The kiss.
Oh yes. He'll go through all the niceties and he'll kiss her hand and like all this terrible perfume.
And she sort of claps like, "Twofold, I'm ready to rest now." And the mayordomo comes in and is like, "Yes, my lady." And he's a tall, equine, right? He's pretty strong, and he sort of has to like heft her up, and she sort of kick the chair aside. It's like, here you go, my lady. And she sort of, oh, thank you. And sort of, again, she like the shuffling sound of her slipper, like as you walk away, right? You can almost like sandpaper, like. And she walks away, and you are all reunited. Are you going to reunite inside the house? Or are you going to wait outside? What's the plan? How are you going to approach this? Now that everybody's come together, yeah.
Well, we're together. I say like we go outside, we talk for a little bit, and I'll say like, oh, I just need a stretch, get my constitutional, go for a little walk, and we'll just all talk privately together for a while. So I'll share what I found, which is like, yeah, the numbers are there. They paid for them. They don't have much information, just the money. And when you share yours, I'll go, well, this all sounds like it's very interesting. So what does it mean?
It means they're druids. That's what it means. Slam my fists on the table. You made me spill my wine.
That's why they want to take from the money.
Druids. That's those exist. You're right.
Of course they exist. The entire religion of this entire island complex. You have local knowledge.
Well, I mean, I just forgot for a moment. That's all. It's a little bit of the drink.
You must never forget there are druids.
So they do seem heavily involved in affairs here. And in fact, the family seems to be related to them, according to what
That's how they operate. They claim to know the spirits of land. They're an animist tradition, which of course is an incredibly worldly one.
Well, regardless, their fingers are all over this. They already are in control of the operation on the mother's side. Why would they steal from themselves then?
I can only suspect that some of the iron that's being taken out of the mines must somehow offend their sensibilities somehow in a way that only they might understand.
Yes, and they seem to have some kind of an insider who knows when the largest hauls are being taken away, so we might want to look into that as an avenue.
Well, we also can't dismiss the possibility they also just might be crazy. I say, shaking my little paws.
My own suspicion, of course, is the family themselves is, of course, in on it. But again, why would they? Why would they do it? I don't see the motive yet. As you said, it must be some mysterious druidic purpose that I can't fathom. We'd have to ask them directly.
Right. Well, and even then they might not tell us the truth. It might be that the entire mining operation is because they want the specific iron to be removed. But rather than control the operation themselves, they've sold the operation to our king to go ahead and mine the iron, and they're just removing certain choice bits because they lack some sort of insider connection to take it out of the mines before it happens there. Although, we have examined their reports, and the reports only mention when it's heavy. So for some reason, they're waiting until it's mined, and then specifically, it's like they want something specific dug up from the mines, and they're making the Baron's mining operation dig it up.
That is one theory. There is an alternative.
Speak.
Which is that, yes, that the druids are part of this mine. They definitely seem to be avoiding this ley line, and but are able to use their whatever powers to find a rich source of ore. And that, yes, of course, it seems the Staffords, that family is entirely druidic from the mother on down through all of her children. But the Baron is not. And it seems like the Staffords are all quite frustrated that the Baron specifically has not stopped the theft of this ore. I'm not sure.
Yes.
I believe that the Druids are behind the stealing of the ore, but perhaps another faction. They seem to be behind the mining of it, of course, but the theft of it seems to be a different.
Do you think that the Baron is the Baron stealing his own ore?
Right now I am most suspicious of his brother. From comments that the servant has said, it seems like this is something that at least that servant believes the Baron could have resolved before now, and has not. So I believe the Baron knows more than he shared.
Well, where is the Baron's brother's estate?
It's north of here. It's right on the border of the mine. They had a dispute over the mine itself, which was resolved by the king of this area.
Well, that's never good when you have to go call the king and have him interfere in your local affairs.
Yes, exactly. So after the king decided that it is, this is the resolution of who owns the mine, the brother did not put up a fight, but I wonder if these thefts are now him taking what he believes is his.
Everything you say makes a lot of sense. The Baron's brother would also be well-heeled and well-educated, and if he was doing this only to embarrass his brother, that would explain why he's only taking the iron, but not offending the locals. And also, if he has his own estate, that would be a place where he would also have his own skilled warriors, and a place to hide the iron that he's been stealing, as well as a garrison of weapons.
Yeah,
So I suppose if we ventured out that way and we saw a huge column of black smoke of furnaces, I think we might have our person.
Well, that's assuming he's forging the iron. I mean, at the very least,
Oh.
we would have to look to see if he had the weapons or the iron.
So since I'm a local of the Isles and we know the geography, like to the north, like he doesn't have like a seaport up there or anything, right?
They're all islands, and one of the things about, and again, I mentioned earlier that at sea you see a lot of piracy. At land, you have an increase in banditry, and this is one of those situations. So there's a lot of coves and beaches. Not everything's a port. Good,
right?
Ports.
Well, his estate might also. If you ever seen like those old like Pirate Caribbean stuff, there's always the cliff by the ocean that you build the fortress on. So you have these wonderful cannons to rain death on people with.
Oh yes, of course. So yeah, my primary inquisit there was like, does he have a non-land means to ship things out? The answer is probably.
Probably. You would. That's not me.
So we totally could
local
profit
knowledge,
from
as I understand it, is general local knowledge. It's not very specific. Like the lay of the land specifically.
Right. Well, right? I think that cements it. He has he has motive, and he has opportunity. If he had a port, he would have the means to go ahead and sell it, and we wouldn't know that unless we investigate it. So it sounds to be like the next place is the Baron's brother's place is to go look.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in agreement. You've all done incredible work. Why, within just a few days, I might have solved this.
I'm sure you would have done it eventually, but none of us is as strong as all of us. A toast to Sir Gregory.
Yes, I have single-handedly, with the help of 4 other people underneath me, solved this case.
This calls for drink. I'll pour everyone wine.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So I think that's what our plan's going to be. We're going to make preparations, probably try to head out the next sort of day.
In fact, we should do so immediately and without announcing our presence, so he doesn't have any time to hide anything.
The one thing is, does it take several days to get there? Because if so, it's going to be a few days before, when the next shipment happens. We could alternatively wait for him, theoretically, to come to us. If it's going to take a couple days, either way.
Clever as I am, of course, I've already considered this possibility. If we head out there, while if he is in fact the one behind this, if his bandits are all out and he is there, then of course maybe he isn't behind it, or maybe he'll be poorly defended. If he's gone and so are all the bandits, then suddenly it seems like he's not there and he doesn't have an alibi for his own lack of appearance. And of course then we can intercept him on his way back.
That makes sense. I would not want to engage 6 arms directly. While I believe Harmon here is highly skilled in the arts of war, he's our only blooded veteran.
This is true, but they have not seen the likes of Harmon with me at his side.
Are you a blooded veteran?
No, but I went to college.
That's one for the books right there. Like, no, but I studied it in a book. I read it somewhere. Okay,
I
so
have a basic understanding of elemental strategy.
Okay. So the
You
the
certainly
plan
have a strong
is
heart.
so there's two either wait for the shipment to come out and see if they hit that particular shipment,
Mhm.
right? And you're escorting it, or go north and confront the other Baron, the brother of Baron Adderfort, and see if he's the person behind it, right?
Right.
What's the choice? So I think it's a good place to leave it here, setting up the trip going north or setting up for the ambush. Either way.
Yeah, I think it of course rests with Sir Gregory, but my vote would be to go there because hey, we might encounter them on the way here. If it is true, and if we investigate and he's gone, that's also weird. And let's face it, he would eventually have to come back if it's true. The only problem with the only problem with this plan would be if we didn't know it was true, if it's not actually the Baron's brother.
Yeah, that's my concern as well. Is that this might not actually be accurate, in which case we lose some time.
And Spencer, your thoughts? Do you want to go to the north?
I believe that would be a prudent choice.
All right. And Dax, you're correct. We might lose some time, but we could spend quite a bit of time here. I don't think the bandits are planning to leave immediately. They have a good racket going on, after all. So we'll have some extra time, and we could always form another plan if we're wrong. And oh well, we'll take a week off.
Harmon, do you have an opinion?
Whatever Gregory decides.
See? That's 2 votes for me.
Good man. Yes.
So it does sound like that we do want to head to the north and go visit the brother's estate. So we'll prepare that, and we're of course not going to tell anybody. Not out loud.
So yeah. So let's leave it at there.
Mhm.
So next up would be heading for the Baron's lair or home, as the case may be. So
Indeed.
let's do the shout outs. I'll start with myself because I always forget to put everything in the shout out that I have to do, and mine's usually the longest. I'm the GM of this game. This is session 1. I hope everybody had a good time, both players and the audience. It was a lot of investigation, not a lot of action, but since we have a lot of people who are thinkers, I thought that was a good idea to have them a little investigation, and then give Harmon in the next episode. We have Harmon just whack some heads up together.
Oh yes.
So myself, I'm a streamer mostly the daytime from Monday to Friday. My channel is Lessons Learned with a 1. The 1 is very important. It's a number, not the letter. You don't spell it out. And I'm still streaming the last episode of Siege of Dragon Spear, where literally my paladin has gone to hell. Well, it's paladin hell. So you want to join me? We do that at 8 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon, Monday to Friday, starting this Monday. Probably be in the afternoon because the morning I have to do those things. So Theta, you are the host of the call, so what's your shoutouts?
Well, before we get to shoutouts, I didn't want to interrupt you because it's hard to keep a forward momentum once you start. There is one last thing to do in any Ironclaw game, or the debrief. You gotta go over the debrief.
Right. We all go over our mottos, get any experience for the session, and then talk a little bit about what just happened.
Yeah.
That's very important.
Despite the fact that I just got a text from my family and I need to run, we still gotta go through everything.
Yeah.
Well, what's your motto, real quick?
My motto is: you need to know that you're in for the fight of your life.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you were intimidating.
You were there already.
The purpose of the motto is not to punish us, but to remember, make sure we were still in character. Like my motto is, put your faith in the divine, but keep your powder dry. I mean, basically, yeah, I'm a realist about all of this, but you can see that I also, it's not that I'm anti-druid, it's that I'm also, want the people's best welfare in mind. The motto is just to make sure that we're still in the spirit of our character.
Yeah.
So I don't know who wants to go next.
Okay.
I'll go next. I played Gregory Varkin. I'm fit to be the king, and aren't I generous king?
Yeah. Also very commanding. And
Yes.
yeah, commanding in once, and also it's execuous in another. So yeah,
Mhm.
know when to lay it thick and when to.
Want to
think it
let
was more-
everyone else speak.
Yeah, it was more the former than the latter. It was like, yeah, I'll just let people just do their thing, right?
Yeah.
No, yet you haven't really accomplished a goal yet, so you don't get a gift for that.
Don't forget about Spencer and Dax, real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
I play Spencer McDougall. His motto is "The best secrets are those you are not known to keep."
And Dax's motto is "Fortune favors the bold."
What's your favorite of the bolt? Yeah, I think most of course we get +1 experience for debriefing, which is what just did, and I think most people play to the motto, unless because Dax really was like, I'm gonna just get out and take my chances. I might get an angry person in the hallways. I get into a fight, but doesn't care. I'll do it. Griffin was very much royal. Harmon was very much the quiet, strong guy in the background. Vesper was very much the religious person worried about the common folk. And I think Spencer, what secret do you think you were able to keep at this moment?
Well, I was noticing the religious symbols that you were talking about before Spencer saw them in character.
Mm-hmm.
So I figured he would have picked up on this, tie with the druid stealing the iron pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And he mentioned that to Vesper in a secret manner.
Oh, okay. Okay, so everybody gets a point for that as well. And again, +1 gift for accomplishing goal. You're still in the search for the bandits.
Is
So
that a goal that we have?
yeah, that's
Yes.
the overall goal. That's the goal I put at the beginning of the last session, the first session
Okay.
0.
We still
So,
have
yeah.
our starter goals, though.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I don't think we move there closer to that in a moment.
No?
So
You don't think I helped a
mhm.
group that needs me?
Okay, let me see. Well, you get a point for that then.
Well, that would be a gift.
Oh, well, then I have to.
Yeah, if you need
down.
some time to think about it for about a
Yeah,
week,
yeah.
that,
And
that
I could
might
always
make
make a
sense.
suggestion.
Okay, I can revise that as well.
Bodyguard?
So we'll mark your experience, and I will put in the list the gift, and check the other people's goals as well, just make sure that everybody's covered.
Mhm.
And we continue with the shadow.
Alright, well, finishing me off then. You're already here if you're seeing this, so I don't need it. Next person.
I'll probably go ahead and go next. Hey everyone, I usually run Urban Jungle, not this week, but come back next week and we'll be ready to go. So keep coming back to this channel.
Hidden.
Hey, my name's Shannon. I usually overlay tag Hidden Trader. In terms of streaming, I am mainly just playing this game and Hackmaster on the same channel just before this game on Sunday morning.
Spencer.
My name's David, and I'm a very boring person. I have nothing, no streamings, no shout outs. I'm sorry.
Catch him
And-
here.
Yeah.
Yep.
And finally, Vesper.
Hello, yes, I'm Norman Rafferty. I work for SanguineGames.com, where we make Ironclaw and Ironclaw accessories, such as the Book of Legends line, which is coming out. So if you want to read some fiction stories, Scars, Black Iron, and Dreamcarver are the first 3 books in the line. They're available from very fine online retailers and some dodgy ones, and we're working on some more.
Fellow writer up to my heart. So thank you everybody for coming. Thank you Theta for hosting us, and we'll see you next week. Bye bye everybody.
How